It's almost time for the Real Housewives of Atlanta review, featuring Shady B, the best beard on YouTube, and Mace Moreau, the wig. You guys ready? Let's get into it. Starts now. It's almost time for the Real Housewives of Atlanta review, featuring Shady B, the best beard on YouTube, and Mace Moreau, the wig. You guys ready? Let's get into it. Starts now.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Let's Get Into It, where finally we is at the last part. We can put this season behind us.
We done dragged it and dragged it and dragged it and dragged it.
I'm not even gonna be before you long tonight because it really wasn't nothing. But Mace, how you doing today? I like the pink. You represent.
I was trying to, represent the reunion since it is the end. So, okay. Goodbye reunion.
Oh, you could have left. I could have matched, but we kind of matched a little bit. But
yeah,
Well, I don't have any like dark pink stuff, but
you could do a little powder pink.
We could have did something.
But we're gonna get it matching together for the Married to Medicine reunion. We're gonna get that worked out. I hope that reunion is better than this one.
It has the potential to be. I mean, the episodes are keeping my interest. I still haven't watched Married to Medicine yet, but from what I saw, it was juicy.
Mm-hmm.
Lips.
Hey, Cleo. Jinx. We said at the same time.
Thanks for being on time with us. Thank you. We try. We try, even though Cardi B calling people ugly on.
No, it wasn't Cardi B. Nikki, the girls are fighting. The girls are fighting.
And I ain't got time.
Nicki Minaj said Cardi is still ugly, by the way. Well, she didn't say Cardi B. She just tweeted, still ugly, by the way. And Cardi said, watch it, arms. I think she was like, okay. Oh.
But you suing Nosy for defamation, but you still talking about people. But we're going to move forward with the messiness. The part 3 walk starts off with Andy addressing Anthony. Well, Charade and Drew were going back and forth about Anthony. The part that never made sense to me was the fact that Drew still had him around her house after those rumors went public. Right. And it's still defending him when they had him on speaker, basically saying he don't remember saying that Ralph was gay.
Anthony is just he is very messy.
That's what it is. And he's that stereotypical messy.
Very messy. Like, well, I could have said he was gay, but I think you will remember saying that someone's husband is gay, and especially someone, that employs you.
Saying it just to be saying it, that's one thing. And that's not cool.
Right. Because at this point, that's what he did, because I think you would remember saying that, especially about your employee's husband.
And the fact that Drew keeps defending him and Andy got to bring it down to y'all to let y'all know, hey, this guy seems messy. Y'all probably should be dealing with him. Like, does he have money? Like, why are y'all working with him? And he was over there with Basketball Wives creating drama.
Right, because he's the one who stirred up that mess with Malaysia and Jackie, right?
Yeah, he started all of that mess, talking about Jennifer was talking about the babies and the babies was dirty and all this other stuff. Like, I feel like if you didn't hear it firsthand and you don't have the the information. Why you call
because at this point, if the person didn't say it directly to you, do not listen to any hearsay. Like,
and he also talking about I didn't like the fact that he threw Drew under the bus. That's supposed to be your friend, right? You was filming in her house and everything, but you said Drew needed a storyline, and that's why you said it. Come on.
This could be it could be some truth to it, because Drew was like pretty quiet. Did you tell him to make up a story or say something scandalous so we could have some interest in your life?
Now let's be clear. I felt like Ralph and Drew over-rehearsed. They over-rehearsed so much that Ralph forgot his lines a few times.
Right, because he didn't know if it was 2 points or 3.
He was doing good though. Like what they were saying was good statements, but they were so good that I felt like that was rehearsed. Like when Andy addressed how Ralph is treating Drew this season, he eloquently went down, apologized, said he was wrong, and looking back at it, I could see how I was wrong. To me, that sounds like a prepared statement to me.
Do you think that him and Drew was running lines? Drew was like, no.
They were definitely running lines. They were definitely.
No.
He forgot his lines.
He was like this. Hey, Shaw. In front of Drew was running lines. Her and they were running lines.
I know Drew is an actress, and I know Drew went over this with him, and she was like, when Andy says this, you say this. This is how you respond. You know, like I prepped for interviews before, and I prepped to combat other people's questions. You know, if they say this, then you say this.
Right.
And I felt like that's what they did. They prepared, they rehearsed, but somewhere down the line, Ralph forgot his lines. Drew could have leaned back and said, you know, your next line, what your next line was, but you remember he had to list 3 parts. All
he could bring back was 2, but the first 2, he was on the roll. With the 2, he was on the roll.
He forgot his lines.
When he forgot the 3rd line, that's when I was like, come on, Ralph. You know, I was like trying to I thought if Drew was a real one, she would have had the lines up under her wig. And she would have just
finished the sentence for him.
Yeah, she could have turned back where I wrote the lines on her neck and just went like this behind, like, and did something to help him out.
Ralph addresses the messy gay rumors that I didn't like from the beginning. I felt like you just can't throw gay rumors out there. You don't have no receipts. And you know, everybody seems to like to throw that out there when they don't have nothing to say on people's husband. Hey, Carol.
It's sad. Hey, Carol. It's sad that they always using that as a weapon, like.
And I think he was trying to address that. Why are you trying to use that as a weapon against me? And Charade really didn't have a good answer for it. But if she wasn't doing all the apologizing, Marlo was the one apologizing through this whole reunion. If she apologized one more time, she wanted to keep that peach.
Yeah, she had that peach a grip. I don't know if it was Marlo or LaToya that was down to the stage, but whoever it was, they had a grip on that peach.
Because I saw a birth certificate that said Marlo. But
right, but you know you can do that.
That you can change the birth certificate?
Yeah, once you change legally, if you legally change your name, you can legally get a birth certificate with your new name on it. Because I have 2 birth certificates with 2 different names on it.
I thought the one that I saw seemed like it was dated in the 70s. I could be wrong.
No, it's going to be dated on probably whenever she's born. It doesn't matter. It's because I had I just had like a confusion with, I thought that my name was one name all my life, and I was going by that name all my life until I went to get a copy, like to get my birth certificate printed out. And when I got it printed out, it was a whole nother name. So I'm like, who is this? They like, it's you. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, no. So I had to
so it's possible that she is LaToya.
Yeah, I had to go legally change my name back to the name I wanted to use, and they still had the original date from when the birth certificate was originally entered, which was issued, which was 78.
I don't know. I guess we have to ask her mama with no teeth.
Yeah, I think maybe she just legally probably changed her name, because LaToya, my middle name is LaToya, and I'm like, oh, LaToya. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't seem.
I don't see nothing wrong with that name. I know a few LaToyas, and they all cool.
I know, but I just, LaToya just didn't, go with my personality.
What's wrong with LaToya? It's too urban for you?
It's like LaToya. It's just so like, and then it was like everybody's name was LaToya. I'm like, did everybody like? I have friends, Latoya. Like,
well, I feel like everybody growing up had my name.
my name was supposed to be Roxanne. Actually, Roxanne Shantae.
That's a stripper name.
Right, but I like the Roxanne. I like the name Roxanne.
No, that's a porn star name. That's not a stripper name. That's a porn star name.
I think I would. I think I could be a Roxanne.
Okay. Cleo says, I work for the state and I have amended birth certificates. Okay.
Yeah.
So I guess you can change it, but I'm just saying the one I saw said Marlo.
Yeah, as long as she changes her name legally, she can get the birth certificate issued in her new legal name.
So moving forward, Andy brings the men out, and Andy immediately tries it with the gay rumors and Ralph. I felt like he was kind of pushing it by asking Ralph, do he know anybody? He wanted a massage. Do he know anybody that could get him a massage?
Like, do you know anybody who could give me a massage?
You was really pushing it. You was really pushing it. Had that been somebody else, you would have got, I don't know. I just felt like he was trying to.
He was. That's why he hung up on that other guy. He was, and I felt he was getting a little out of line. But I was like, that's why he hung up on that other.
Nobody's husband like that.
That's why he hung up on that other guy. He was hanging up on him like only one messy queen on this stage.
I'm like, you don't be going to somebody's husband talking about I want a massage. Do you know anybody? What? Man or woman? But
I think he was trying to make fun because earlier in the season they was like that assistant had offered Ralph a massage. So I think he was poking fun at that, but he just went in a little bit,
I don't know. I felt like he was pushing it.
Yeah, he pushed it a little bit, but I think he started off to poke fun at when I guess the assistant offered Ralph a massage, and he was saying like, "Do you know anybody who gives a massage?" Like,
he was asking Ralph, "Do you want to massage me?" Because that's what he allegedly likes on the side. You know what that girl Lou Maine said that she wanted dark meat on the side.
They just simply.
Marlene. What was her name? Marlene.
I don't. Jenny Ma.
Jenny Ma.
Jenny Dark Meat Ma.
Dark meat on the side, legs to the moon.
Jenny Dark Meat Ma.
Carol says he is too messy. Bravo needs to get rid of him. I think Andy is tired. He did not put any effort into this reunion. It was dry. It was really, I think it was the most stale reunion I've ever seen.
It is. Andy's getting old. He got the 2 kids. He's trying to, still hang out with
legs cocked open, and he was just sitting there with all his cell phone, like
he's still trying to hang out with Anderson Cooper. They trying to do their thing, hang out, and he's trying to have the 2 kids. Andy's tired. He needs a black woman to come up there. They need to find a black woman to host this show because Andy is not. He's not answering the questions that we want to know. Like we're the core fan base. You understand? Like. Mm-hmm. You're not doing, the show justice.
Because I was ready to throw this season under the water because this season was dry. It didn't give what y'all said it was going to give. Yes, there were some moments, but they were far and few between.
Who would make a good host to host Atlanta or Potomac?
Like I said, Nina from Love and Hip Hop, she does a great job at hosting. She's very smart, very articulate. She asks the right questions. She doesn't lose her cool. She can get the ladies together and do it in a nice, eloquent way. I never see her act out of character.
Yeah, because all the shoes that was flying over her head. And she did, get them together real nice,
She used to always get them together. Or, How
about Claudia Jordan? Is it conflict of interest? No?
No, because she was a housewife. So
right. No. But do you think she could do Potomac?
I think she would fit in Potomac. She's beige. It's a lot of beige women up there. So she would definitely do well in Potomac.
So you say she would just blend in up there. She's blending.
I think she's opinionated. I think she's a smart woman. I liked her on this show. And if she came back to Atlanta, I wouldn't be mad.
Yes, but like as far as hosting, because I think she would ask the questions and won't be afraid to ask certain questions.
Cleo says I like Kendall also. I think
Kendall
for Love and Hip Hop.
Yeah, he's a little bit,
he's Love and Hip Hop. That's nice. Moving forward, Kayla says, I like Kendall also. I think he would for Love and Hip Hop. Yeah, he's a little Love and Hip Hop. He's a Love and Hip Hop. Love and Hip Hop. He's a Love and Hip Hop. Yeah, he's a little bit, a little.
You know, a little.
That's nice. Hey, Latasha.
Hey, Latasha.
But yeah, he's definitely loving hip hop. So moving forward, after Andy tries it, I felt like Ralph was a good sport. It seems that the guys have grown to be friends, which is good. Usually, the guys can stay out of the drama and keep it separate, and that's always good to see. I felt like Todd also had a lot of funny moments this episode. He was the one throwing out the
Yeah,
hit.
Todd was the show. I think he was the show that he
was,
thank God for Todd.
Todd was throwing the hits out there, and the wives were just sitting there, and I don't know. Nobody was giving, and all of y'all got contracts. I don't know what's going on with production. I also saw an interview that Drew did. I don't know if it was speak on it or what, but Drew was talking about how producers were egging Sanya on to not fight her, but
like to get into more conflict with her. Yeah.
And I just felt like the producers, we just need a whole new production team.
They haven't really been the same since Carlos King went down to TV1. They really haven't been the same.
Even though Carlos King is messy as hell and dirty for stealing people's life story.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Just simply says, yeah, it was speak on it. Because I didn't watch the whole thing, I just saw a clip. So I didn't want to say exactly where I saw it because I didn't know. Yeah, he definitely more love of hip hop. Yeah. We would like to think that Housewives is a little bit more classy. They are considered classy based.
Yeah, they're like Love and Hip Hop is here. They used to be here. But now they're coming about right here to Love and Hip Hop. So they got a few, like probably between 2 more seasons, and Kendall will be fit right.
The lowest they ever was when they had that sex dungeon scandal on the show. That's when it was Love and Hip Hop.
Yeah,
they was like on the same level
because dirt was being thrown.
Gotta keep it up here. Just simply says the real guy is the person in charge of production is a protege of Carlos King. That don't mean you know everything. Sometimes mentors don't like to teach everything they know because they feel like you're gonna.
Yeah, and it's the person, because sometimes certain people can grab things out of people. And being that he is a protege of Carlos King, he's probably trying to come in, trying to make it better. You understand? But trying to make it messier. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, like Drew said that they were egging her on to egging Sonya on to be more combative with her. They probably want to get a scene because Carlos was so successful. You want to live up to your mentor. A lot of times you want to live up to your mentor and you go overboard, and it's not hitting this season.
It hasn't been hitting for a while. I was trying to stick beside it. We all stick beside it. We've been reviewing it the whole season, but it's time to put this to bed.
Yeah, and Carlos King he gets good mess. Like even when he was down to the Love and Hip Hop thing, because that was one of the best times when he was doing the Love and Hip Hop. Mm-hmm. When Jocelyn was about to slap Scrappy and Erica at the same damn time, and Stevie was scared.
Moving forward back to the reunion, I felt like Todd had a lot of funny moments. It was brought up that, about the tax bracket thing. And he was like, well, everybody in here under Candy's tax bracket. That part. And that just shuts it down. Like, everybody need to be quiet. Like, none of y'all really compare. Y'all don't have money like that compared to Candy.
I'm glad Todd has a good sense of humor. Like, he has a good sense of humor.
And I think he showed a lot of personality this episode. He was eating Marlo up. Let's talk about her being thirsty and paying for her own ticket to Africa. I didn't know that. I thought that she was with Bravo because she was throwing money in the air and
I get
people in the stairs. Bravo. I didn't know Bravo was that cheap. You did not. Y'all didn't pay for Marlo's ticket out there.
No, that's what that was the second season too, because they were first. They probably didn't have it. That Africa trip was probably a lot.
Second season. That was like third, fourth season. That was the second season.
But the Africa trip.
Second season was when Candy first got on the show.
Right, and so it probably was around the third or fourth year. You're right. Probably
third or fourth season. They had they was already going to Africa, and she was with them. So what?
I guess they didn't, need Marlo. So they like, if you want to roll, Latoya, you're gonna have to buy your own ticket.
Pay for her own ticket and hotel fare, and Andy confirming.
And Andy ain't no good. Andy on the side like,
Andy was like, apparently you did.
She was like,
you did barge your way into filming. I mean,
season 4, okay.
I was like, yeah, I've been watching since the beginning.
Yeah. But I knew it was one of the earlier episodes because that's when they was down there with the guy. He was throwing the bones.
Marlo did want to be on the show real bad.
Yeah.
Y'all remember when Marlo first got on the show? She was everybody's friend. She was with
Phaedra.
She was with Nene. Then she was with Kenya.
No, because when she first came to the show, she was introduced by Phaedra.
But her and Phaedra never really hit it off after she introduced.
Yeah, after Phaedra introduced by Phaedra, and Phaedra, they was trying to act like they were cool, and all of a sudden, Phaedra allegedly found out that she had mugshots, and then she had backed off from her. Like, oh, I didn't know that she, she was a criminal.
Hey, Yvette.
But she definitely came in on the Phaedra train.
And I felt like Marlo was eating a lot of crow this episode. She was apologizing. Everything that they brought up. Everything that they brought up, she had to apologize because you was dead wrong. You was dead wrong for talking about Candy the way that you did. You called her all types of hoes. You said she don't do nothing for her community. Like, you really dogged this lady out. You said her undercarriage wasn't good.
Right. You said
you said a lot of
that nobody don't want it.
That would have been in real life, we would have been fighting. Not talking, like fighting. Like, you was really you said a lot of stuff. So all she had to do was just sit there and apologize. All up because the sob story she already used in the first 2 episodes, so she can't use the sob story no more.
I was just, candy face the whole episode.
Candy know I'm not mean-hearted. Candy know that's abuse. You can't say whatever you want to say to me and be like, well, I didn't mean it like that. Then how did you mean it?
Yeah, like, you can't keep using that same excuse, Marlo. Like, you can't. You were just being me. But who I wanted feet to be held to the fire is Charade.
And it was
Charade was saying a whole lot of slickery, and you was just agreeing and co-signing everything that Marlo was saying, and no one didn't hold you accountable. And I still want to know who wrote that note that said that Candy was sucking D in the locker room. I still want to know.
I'm still mad at that. That's what really made me not want to finish it, because that's what we wanted to know. And that's when that happened. I said, I hope it's addressed at the reunion, because we never got the answer to that, even though I know it was Marlo. I know,
because at this point, I'm about to ask Brooklyn. Wasn't it her party? I'm about to DM Brooklyn. Who did you see? Who did you see? Slip that in there, because somebody got to tell me something.
Think about it. Marlo was already talking about her being a hoe anyway, and so why would she not be the one that said that she was sucking D in the locker room?
Right, we know Marlo said it, but I wanted her to admit it. We know that you was going on an apology tour. You was on an apology, railroad, all this reunion. But I needed you to admit you wrote that. Mm-hmm. And what was the purpose?
And Charade too. Charade said a lot of stuff. She said she had to eat that comment about the dildo that she said about Ralph. She had to eat that comment where she said Todd has the right to be, Candy has the right to be cautious because the streets are saying Todd is out here in the streets.
Right, and you say the streets, and you never heard that. You personally never heard that about her husband, but you're sitting there perpetuating these false lies. Like, they're lies at this point. Like,
the streets said that you and Martell are cooking up a scheme to come with a storyline for next season. That's a whole fake storyline. That's what they said.
And I can believe that.
The streets are saying that you is over here with all this sheen and trying to pass it off as she by Charade, and had the nerve to show up at the reunion with some t-shirts.
Yeah, don't even. That was. We gotta get to that empty.
And they had the nerve to show up with like 5 t-shirts and a bag. Okay, so they talk about Todd's parenting and how he's making Kayla struggle. I don't know what y'all consider struggling, but
I don't know because he threw the Bronx in it, and I'm like, sir.
I don't know what y'all consider.
I'm from the Bronx as well, and I'm not too far from where I know exactly where Todd's mother lived and Todd lived at. And we don't like to struggle. Like we don't. It's not something, you know. We don't like to struggle. Like, you know, the Bronx. You know, if we got to come up, we like the come up. We want the come up. You know, and I think Kayla wanted to come up too. So don't blame the Bronx. Don't put the Bronx in any of this.
I think what he was trying to say is that from where you come from, you want to work hard. You want to start from the bottom up and learn your way through it. And I get that. But when they kept saying Kayla was struggling, she has her own place. She has a great job with a production company.
Yeah.
And she's making really good money. What type of struggle is that?
Yeah, she's not. I don't think she's struggling. I think he just showed a little tough love. Like he didn't just hand her everything. And I think she'll be better off for it.
And Candy don't make Riley do nothing. What did Riley do?
Did Riley get an older job?
I think Riley has had a lot of work done. I don't think that she knows how to put makeup on her face right for it. Maybe she should get somebody to show her what foundation to use, what color she needs, what her actual shade is. And, you know, I don't know if she has like color issues, but she's, you know, trying to make herself like, it's kind of like light-skinned Keisha. It's giving light-skinned Keisha. I want to be light-skinned, but I'm not. Yeah,
I think, she said, and then she's so young with all that makeup. That's like, girl, you like 10. Why you got all that makeup? Like, I thought she was Wendy Williams one time.
But what I'm saying is, I don't see the struggle. Y'all say that struggling. I see that as setting you up for success. But
it is a little bit of a struggle compared to what she's around in her environment. Because a lot of times when you're around, like Riley's getting cars, Riley's getting apartments. Like Kayla probably had to really fill out an application for her apartment. You know.
No, but he's doing right. Showing her what hard work is and. She don't have, because when people don't work, they spend time messing up their face and getting those jobs and, you know.
Putting on bad makeup, yeah.
Putting bad makeup on and bad wigs, looking like Nene Leakes. When you know, in your 20s, you shouldn't look like Nene Leakes. But Yvette says, Andy needs to stop with these viewers' questions. It's obviously him or producers. Yeah, because he's not asking the real questions.
Nobody asked you. Nobody wanted to hear that, Otis. Nobody asked you that.
Like these weak questions. I don't know who is coming up with these questions, but Candy's coming out with another play called The Piano Lesson starring Samuel L. Jackson. Good for her. She's always doing something, you know, in the community. She never stops. She never sit down.
Yeah, and that's The Piano Lesson is a great play as well. And then, but she's redoing it with an all-black cast.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to be
all the people that don't like black people playing other roles. You know, here's another thing with black people playing another role.
Yeah, you know, you need to just get over it. I'm just about sick and tired of people.
Y'all pick and choose when y'all want to be mad.
Right, I'm just sick and tired. At this point, though, I would have took the red dreads and just stomped them, and then made my own mermaid, the little black mermaid.
We could go back to Eartha Kitt being Catwoman back in this
back
in the day.
Not even you go all the way back to Ahura. Wasn't it Ahura from Star Trek?
Oh yeah. But I mean, y'all pick and choose. So good for Candy that she has this play coming out. She said that she don't want Todd to remarry because she don't want no gutter snipe coming up, taking all the money that she done built for her family. So she don't want Todd to marry. So is that in the prenup that he can't remarry? Otherwise, if you did, you can't control that.
He's not even worried about it because he's like, girl, because when you're going, girl. So, you know, you go.
I understand where she's coming from, but maybe she should put something in her will that protects her from, you know, anybody.
Yeah, because at this point, you by her saying she just doesn't want her to remarry for that particular reason. I feel that it's not only for that particular reason, because if it was for that particular reason, it's paperwork and it's legalities around that you can, prevent things from like that from happening. Like a lot of times that did happen back in the day. Like when they married, you marry someone, a lot of people didn't have money.
And then Nicole Smith.
Yeah, for prenups or to put power attorneys in place. Like people didn't have money for that. So when they did pass away and they get the insurance money or whatever like that, and the wife was sitting there, the kids ain't getting none. The kids complaining that, my stepmother ain't give me nothing, whatever like that. So I can understand her on that part, but this is 2022. And you are how wealthy you are, you can have something put in place for your family taken care of.
They needed someone for a storyline.
Yeah.
Caesar was dry.
We don't believe you.
They came up with that. Ralph apologizes eloquently to Drew with a well-prepared statement. I think what he said was very well prepared. It was very well worded. I like that part. He remembered his lines. Drew even was giving us a little bit of a tear. She was trying to give us a little bit of a tear. I see that she's a really good actress. Maybe she can get over there, on BET Plus. Get her on some shows over there. Because she's acting. She's
she is
on a show.
She's giving thespian.
Mm-hmm. And I'm not mad at it. She said that didn't nobody support her with Drop It with Drew, and they didn't take her seriously. Well, they didn't take you seriously because you didn't drop it. Did you drop it?
She said that she is a woman that was coming off of surgery. She just had a baby 5 years ago. It was a lot. And so for the girls to not be as supportive, even though
everybody was dogging her, though. Everybody was dogging her, but you kind of make it.
Even though she did have a mommy makeover and she really didn't drop anything, she just wanted them to be supportive, But she wanted them to lie to her.
Words when she said that she lost 26 pounds, people are going to look at you and be like, where? You can't really say, I lost X amount of weight and you haven't lost it.
And definitely with them shady ass producers that kept putting them side by sides up, y'all was no good for that.
They do not like Drew. They love making fun of Drew. The producers,
they putting the crickets in the back.
So after that, we talk about the busted can of biscuits comment. I feel like that's an old read. I feel like that's been used over and over again by the elderly. So she could have called me a busted can of biscuits. That's okay.
At this point, I just want Charade to shut up. I want Charade to shut up, just shut up, shut up, shut up, just shut up, shut up. That's what I want Charade to do because, girl, Drew is doing what you should have been doing. Mm-hmm. You should have dropped this She by Charade act because that's what this is, a She by Charade act at this point. This thing has been going on since season 2 or 3. You've been trying to get this She by Charade off the ground. And when you finally do, you get it off the ground with some Sheen bullshit. Girl, just shut up. Drew is doing what you should have been doing. You should have stuck to what you're passionate about. Stick to what you know. Working out, squatting, planks, doing that type stuff. You should have stuck to that. Like you have your brand right there. Like just because you were able to afford Louis Vuitton and Fendi and Christian Dior doesn't mean that you are a designer because you are not.
Yeah, she's not. But y'all buying it.
Yeah, because people shop and they get. People
y'all need to be saving your money for Beyonce.
And you can buy all these fabulous, pieces and items doesn't mean that you are a designer. Like, no, you're not.
Save your money. Rihanna coming and Beyonce coming. So make sure y'all save y'all money. If both of them go on tour in the same year, I don't know.
Sheree could have been a millionaire right now selling mats, selling yoga mats, selling water bottles, because that's her. We look at Sheree body. Like Sheree was exercising. You was even a trainer when you got let go from Bravo for a while. Wasn't she a trainer down to Atlanta for a while?
I don't remember her being
I do believe she was a trainer. Like she was training people in the gym. She had trainer under her profile at one point when she wasn't on the show.
But moving forward with Ralph, they do the gaslighting tribute that they always do, and talked about him gaslighting. He made another great statement. But in that statement, he wants to list the 3 reasons why he would adopt. And he listed the first 2, but on the third one, he forgot his lines. And this part really gave it away that you was rehearsing and you forgot what you were supposed to say because you was doing it real good. You was doing real good. You was answering the questions. Drew was crying on cue, and you was doing pretty good. But then you was struggling with the lines, and that was kind of embarrassing. Like, because who get on the reunion and want to list 3 things? That's an interview question. Like I said, it reminded me of when I was prepping for interviews. Like, the 3 reasons why I want this job, or the 3 reasons why, it just seemed very, very rehearsed. What do you think?
Right, it was, because who sits there and say, the 3 reasons for adopting a child, whatever. It's like he was trying to get his mission statement together. Like, you forgot your own mission statement, sir. Like, we don't want the book now because
you just said it. You said 3 reasons and you forgot the 3rd reason.
Right, like we don't want the book right now because we don't believe you.
I don't believe you. The producers don't believe you.
Right, we don't believe you.
But you was doing good up until that point. You was doing good. Maybe work with Todd, because Todd was giving us those liners. He was letting Marlo know that she was thirsty back in your thirsty days. He was just digging.
Right, Todd, because Todd had a couple of drinks the night before. Todd was ready to go,
And it wasn't giving, like, how Eugenia gets. It wasn't giving that, or Cecilia. It wasn't giving that messy.
Right, it wasn't. It was just giving, like, this is what it is. Like,
he was answering the questions. Even Marlotta, she asked him, what did she ask him, like, towards the end? And he had she asked him about her thirsty days. When was I thirsty? And then she tried to be quiet and say, well, I don't want to argue with a man. You asked him the question.
Right, and now that he doesn't respond,
you wouldn't even act like, oh, he's a man, he can't talk to me. I didn't like that.
You're Marlo or LaToya or whoever you are. Bye.
So we move forward to Marlo and Kandi going at it. Kandi saying, her comment that she made about Michelle Obama, that when they go low, we go lower. And I thought that was a funny little moment. And I was like, I know Michelle got better things to do than watch this show.
Michelle's watching. I could just see Michelle walking by.
Not watching this. She might be watching Potomac.
No, yeah, but I can see her watching Potomac and the Housewives, because she looked like she's been watching it for a while and she don't want to give up like us. Like, she's passing by with Barack or her. So you see what they doing? He's and he in the background trying to, pretend like he paying attention. I can see it.
Marlo has to eat her words again here about Kandi not doing nothing for the community, because we know she does. So that doesn't make sense. So you have to apologize for that. Then you will have to address the worldwide comment. You're basically saying that when you go to London, you're in a better room.
She said basically she can get into doors as far as like the fashion places, because a lot of London and Paris have premier fashion places that's very exclusive.
But if you got to suck D to get in the room.
Yeah, so I don't know who because those are very exclusive rooms and everybody can't. It's a lot of celebrities that really can't even get into. So, but Kandi said she's worldwide and she could get in there too. Like, Kandi was like, please,
But you don't know who all Kandi knows. Kandi knows a lot of people.
This is what I'm saying. Kandi is well-versed. Kandi been in the entertainment business for years, like for decades. And Kandi is well known. Kandi wrote for a lot of people, like even like a lot of like country artists, like a lot of artists that you wouldn't even think that she would write for. She's writing for. So she's been in those spaces and she probably know who she can speak to get into those spaces, So Marlo,
like you couldn't even really justify that. You in you in Fendi's room or you in Chanel's room. Okay, like none of that really matters. None of that really matters, because
then they're focused on the person that's paying. That's number one. Like, because Kandi can pay for her own stuff, so they're going to definitely flock and cater to her. Like when Marlo was there, they were paying attention to her suitor. You know what I'm saying? Who was sullying her at the time. Oh my God, I just brought back that word sully.
What's the definition of sully?
Sully is when someone besmites you. It's like when someone dirties you. Like, you're a wayward woman and you've been sullied. Someone has
brands you.
had sex with you, or they could have fondled you and just made you, unclean. Like, if you were a virgin.
Marlo is unclean.
I'm saying, whoever was sullying her at the time, her white suitor, her persuasion suitor was there. So they're paying attention to that man. They're running behind him. Like, what do you want, sir? What do you want, sir? They're not really running behind Marlo because she's not the one with the money.
And Marlo, she reminds me of someone who tries to keep up with the Joneses. She's barely above Toya in that realm. Like they're both sisters. Like
Hey T.
Hey T.
Yeah, but I think Marlo has definitely been sullied a couple of times.
Of course she has. I mean, to get into those rooms. Of course. So we also are going to move to Charade being a bad friend. Charade, once again, you can't really justify how nasty you've been to Candy. I feel like Charade is jealous and Marlo is jealous of Candy.
They're very jealous.
Very jealous, and there was no reason for it. Like, Candy really didn't do nothing to you. You're mad because Candy didn't tell you what somebody said when you have kept stuff from Candy.
Yeah, she's just making up stuff at this point. Like, that's why I really wanted them to hold her feet to the fire. Like, because Charade she got away unscathed. Like you were saying so much.
Too. Nobody was held accountable for nothing. Like, they just apologized their way out of stuff. It was very lackluster, and I
wanted someone to go for Charade's neck, really, because the way Charade was in that background agreeing and girl, and she is, yep, that's her,
then,
yep,
Let's get to the end where she say, "I got a gift for y'all." She bring out 6 T-shirts.
She bring out that empty rolling rack
from Shein. And you brought Andy a sweatshirt. You only brought one sweatshirt for Andy.
We got to take turns using the bag. We both like the bag, like, can we only have one? And she probably cleared out her whole inventory by bringing that little naked ass rolling rack. The whole inventory was empty after she rolled that rolling rack.
You know how Beyonce was giving out those racks, those orange racks full of clothes? That's what she was trying to do. But she had 6 T-shirts and a sweatshirt and a bag.
But I wanted to know, and people didn't even ask the question. So now, like, you had 6 shirts. Like, do we each get a shirt, or this is just an example of how she does with samples? But is this just a sample of what we're going to get? We're each going to get this rolling rack of things. Like, what is it? Like, do we have to pick one?
I think that was for sure. I don't think she was giving them the shirts. She was just probably showing the She by Charade. It was only 5 shirts.
Sent them a bill. Like, after 2 weeks later, you get a bill. Like,
it wasn't enough for everybody, so she didn't even have enough made. So
yeah, you shouldn't even brought that out because at that point it was embarrassing, girl. You shouldn't have brought that out.
But that's it. That's all. That's all I got to say about that reunion. Do you have anything else to say about it?
All I can say is I just wanted to dress for the my dress is more exciting than a reunion.
But I am excited for Potomac. The shade is already there. I saw where Candace was talking about what's the name? I have to get back used to saying their names. Light green eyes. Jezebel. What was her name?
Oh my God, Giselle!
It's been a while since we did Potomac. Giselle.
Oh my God, and I got some stuff for Giselle because I got this gold neck mask because it's a mask that you could purchase just for your neck, and she needed because all them rings around her neck, the rings of Saturn, that's just patrolling her neck. It's a gold mask. You know how they got the gold stuff that go under the eye? They got the neck mask. They got the mask.
She's getting her neck done though. I think she got her neck done.
And I'm going to show you guys something real quick.
But while she's getting that, have y'all seen the skunk hair that she has in her confessional? And it seems like this is going to be a really, really good season. I believe it starts October 9th. We will be reviewing it. So y'all stay tuned for that. And we're still going to review Married to Medicine. But I am so glad that we are done with this Atlanta show. Hopefully they bring somebody new next season. Well, they are bringing Portia, but somebody besides Portia needs to come, and I feel like Sanya and Marlo and Charade probably should have left. Do you have what you want?
This is what Giselle needs. Like, I'm a woman of a particular age. I'm almost 5 decades, so I got to keep myself preserved. So this is what, Giselle needs this. This right here, this contraption. This goes here.
You put it on your neck?
Here, yeah, you can bring it back up right here, right? Lock it around your head up here in the head area. You lock that down right here. Then you bring it back here, and then you put your ears in here, right? Get it close up on the neck because you want to pull all them rings upward to,
So
and then you put
is that like a body shaper for your neck?
It's a neck shaper.
Is that comfortable?
Not really, but beauty, you don't be comfortable for beauty. Like, do you want your neck to hang down to your titties, or do you want to,
I just want to breathe. I just want to breathe, you guys.
No, well, as long as you don't pass out and lose a little bit of oxygen, you okay. But I think she needs to wear this about 5 to 6 hours a day, and then with that gold neck wrap, I'm telling you, her neck will be right back in order.
Or maybe just get the fat sucked out and then get it tightened around. Just do something.
But that's gonna grow right back. She's gonna have to control, have that neck. The neck has to have muscle memory. It has to have the memory,
We'll see what happens with that. I just feel like I wonder what her storyline is gonna be. I know part of it is gonna be Candace has been hitting on her allegedly. So we're gonna see what happens with that.
Chris don't want her.
I thought she had a boyfriend. Did she have a boyfriend? She said that she was dating somebody last season.
Please, they even try to throw Patricia Peter on her.
Patricia gonna be on there too. I forgot. That's weird, but okay. But okay, that's weird.
That is like, but
isn't she friends with Cynthia though?
Yeah, she is. But
that's weird. That's weird.
She said there's nothing going on, but I don't even think that they were even matched because she thinks he's a
diva, so
she's a diva, but Peter's straight New York.
Peter's a diva too.
But Peter is straight New York. He's real he's from New York. Peter's from New York. I remember Peter back in the day. Like he used to have clubs here in New York, a lot of bars here in New York back in the day, like in the early 90s. He was a
So he stayed open in bars because I know.
Yeah, that's what he did. Like back, he was well known. Like him and that's why I was surprised that Cynthia even got with him because him and Russell Simmons were friends. They were friends, and then Cynthia was engaged. Cynthia was engaged to Russell at one time. Mm-hmm. And I said, but Peter and Russell. That's how I knew Russell when I used to Peter, he ran a lot of clubs. He had. I think it was a supper club. But
Cynthia has dated a lot of interesting men. She really has. If you really go back and look back, she's dated some interesting men. I'm just saying.
Has. That's one was Leon.
Why did she work it out with Leon? What happened? Was he cheating? Let us know. But y'all have a good evening. Thank y'all for sticking beside us. Yvette says it looked like she had her neck done. Yeah, she probably did. I think she had her neck done.
Well, I hope she did because
y'all dragging her by her neck. Now what you gonna say? The fashions?
Well, it's always the fashions. It's always the fashions.
And the hair and the makeup. And Candace, I saw some of her confessionals. Like, come on.
Hey, Ray Bay. But I wonder what happened with her eyelashes because she had these eyelashes that she was selling. Because I was like, I never looked at Giselle eyelashes and said, "Oh, I want some eyelashes like hers."
She has a lash line?
She had a lash line. Remember, right after everybody had the candles, and she bust out with the lash lines, and she was like, "Because the Giselle lashes." Because everyone asked me, about my eyelashes. And I'm like,
who said that?
Who said that? Like.
Who was asking about your lashes?
Yeah, like girl, no, they wasn't. You're lying.
But she need to figure out something to do besides this little podcast that she got. I haven't really heard it. The only thing I heard about it was them colorist comments that was being made. But we're gonna see what's gonna happen with that. Potomac starts October 9th, and we'll be reviewing it on Mondays, and then we'll be reviewing Married to Medicine on Tuesdays. We'll be back tomorrow we're gonna shoot for 8:30. We're gonna shoot for 8:30 tomorrow for Married to Medicine. So y'all make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe to our channel, share and like our videos. And we hope to see y'all again. And Mace, do you have anything else to say before we close out?
No, I just want to thank everyone for hanging out with us, and and thank God it's over.
Thanks for sticking beside us. It's been a long season, so it's Potomac seems like it's going to be better. So
yes, I hope Potomac gives us much more.
So we'll see y'all tomorrow. Y'all have a good one.
Have a good night.
Hey guys, hope you're having a good time. By the way, don't forget, hit that like button. And if you're liking, you might as well subscribe. And drop a comment below. Come on guys, let's get into it.